All right, folks, I had a little technical difficulty here to start the football game off. I'm Greg Allen along with Sid Gocho to bring you tonight's quarterfinal play of Quad A football for the state of Louisiana right here in Lake Charles, Louisiana at LaGrange Field, where the Baker Buffaloes meet the Buccaneers of Barbe.
Put it on your shoulder. Whatever you want. This is you? Yes. One, two, three. Folks, if you can hear us right now, we're having a little technical difficulty getting the game started. Now, say it. Okay. All right, Tommy, let me think about it.
Right now, Sid, we've been getting a little video, but I think the audio's been down, but I think we're up on audio now. What the folks have seen so far is the opening kickoff by the Baker Buffaloes, kicking the football off on a short kickoff. Barbe takes the football back into good field position just outside of their own 40-yard line, and since then, they put together a sustained drive down into the Buffalo territory at this time. We find ourselves, the Buffaloes right now, deep in their own territory, the ball around the 30-yard line, but there's some flags on the field after the last play, and we'll get the indication as to who it's against. It appears it's going to be against the Buccaneers of Barbe. The officials is walking it off. We'll try to get an indication as to what it was. Illegal procedure against the Buccaneers. Walks 5 yards off against them. There's a little break there for the Baker Buffaloes. It'll be second down now, seeing about 15 yards to go for Barbe. As we work our way through the first quarter here, folks, at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana, we're going to bring you up to date with the lineups as we go along. Here's the first pass attempt of the ball game so far. the ball and the defender.
Great play that time by number 9, Lamar Thomas. Great play from his quarterback position. He timed it perfectly and hit the ball just as it got to the receiver. Incompleted pass. That was Barb's first pass attempt of the night. As Greg said, Barbe got pretty good field position on that short kickoff, about on that 42-yard line. The first play from scrimmage resulted in the first down. They ran 2 more plays, resulted in another first down, and then they seemed to have bogged down with the penalty and an incompleted pass. Got a 3rd down and 16 for Barbe. But Barbe was moving the ball very impressively. Pass over the middle. It's caught. Complete. All the way down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Tell you what, he was defended perfectly on the play, Greg.
The quarterback just lobbed the football up, and it was right on mark. The receiver went up in the air and was unmolested. They just went after him after he caught the football, trying to shake it loose here, but it was a fine pass and a fine reception by the Buccaneers that time. And like he said, there was 3 Buffalo defenders on him. He just caught the football. Now, they got out of a jam there. Barbe deep in the Buffalo territory. See it?
Well, Barbe's got a 1st and 10 deep in the side Baker territory. Good job that time by number 41 out in Gaja. Runner still picked up about 2 yards on the play. Brings up about a 2nd down and 8.
We came into this ball game tonight, folks. Baker only having 1 defeat, that being to Bella in a regular season football game, where Baker lost the football game 12-2, and also lost the district championship along with it. Coming into this ball game, Baker is favored to win this quarterfinal football game, but nobody has told the Buccaneers from Barbe that yet, and they are moving the football like little gentlemen so far, seeing right down the field against the Buffalo.
That's number 24, Rocco Bricado. The ball carry, bring it down inside the 10-yard line, all the way down to about the 6-7-yard line, would be 1st and goal.
Folks, if the camera's moving around a lot, jumping around and getting you drunk, that's because we're not geared up with it on a tripod yet.
3rd and 1.
The cameraman is holding it, and that's what's causing it to move around a lot, and you're picking up the heads of everybody in the stands out here in front of you, but we hope to get that taken care of in short order.
Barbe's got enough for the first down on that carry, all the way down about the 2-yard line. Brings up 1st and goal for Barbe. Here with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Barbe took the opening kickoff, brought it out to the 42-yard line, and has marched all the way down the field on 2 different pass plays, but most of it, Greg, has come on the just as running plays. Barbe doing an extremely good job of moving the Buffalo defensive front line around. And
their offensive line is doing a terrific job. Let's see what the defense is going to do in this situation.
Touchdown. Damian James, number 32, Damian James takes it in for Barbe from 2 yards out, and Barbe draws first blood here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Barbe's on the scoreboard first, 6-0. Number 18. How you pronounce it? Levin? Kicks up. It's good, and Barbe is ahead of the Buffaloes here. Really a very impressive drive to open the ball game. Barbe on their first possession, marching 58 yards down the field.
They did march it out. What they planned to do is march the football down the Buffalo's throats, and that's exactly what they did in that opening possession, Sid. As we said, it was a short kick, gave them good field position right from the outset, and right shortly after that, they've taken the football right down the gut of the Buffalo and it's marched it right into the end zone. They had a penalty against them, and that was a break in the favor of the Buffaloes. Had them 2nd down and 15 yards to go, and then on a 3rd down, they just come right back down like they didn't know that they were in a jam. Somebody forgot to tell them.
Barbe looking very impressive on her first possession tonight.
7 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter of play here at LaGrange Field in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the quarterfinal 7-A for the state of Louisiana. Buffaloes.
Back deep's number 1, Tony Sampson. The kick's going to Sampson on the 15. the 30. Sampson's got some room. Fumbles the ball. Sampson made a fine return. Fumble the ball is recovered by Baker. Number 62 on the recovery for Baker. All the way out to the Baker 43-yard line.
See, I seen daylight up in the middle, and one man caught him on the shoestrings, or it would have been history for a tied football game right now. Little Tony Sampson.
Number 62, Bobby Cruz, came up with the recovery. Baker started out with good field position themselves. Let's see what they can do with the ball.
Well, they're going to play.
They're going to play.
Action to stop here.
Illegal procedure against the Buffaloes.
Obviously, somebody on the offensive line lined up all sides and got set and then couldn't move. Illegal procedure against the Buffaloes. Well, Baker starts off at a deficit, 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
Number 65, Brent Causey, checking in at guard for the Buffaloes. 1st and 15, the ball on the Buffalo 38-yard line. Greg, I'll tell you what we just saw with Barbe is something we haven't seen any team do. Number 2, Alfred Hudson, the ball carrier. Gets it out to about the 43-and-a-half-yard line. I have not seen a team this year move the ball against Baker as Barbe just did on their first possession of this ball game.
I hadn't either said, but we're in the quarterfinals of Quad A football, and the 8 teams that got to the quarterfinals are good football teams, so they wouldn't be here right now. Of course, everybody knows after this week there'll be 4 left.
A lot of pressure on Luke. He gets rid of the ball, overthrows his intended receiver, number 1, Tony Sampson, on about the 43-yard line. It's going to be up 3rd down and 11.
He had good pressure on the quarterback that time. The Barbe defense did. Put a lot of pressure on Luke, chased him back inside his 20-yard line, and he just released the football, just trying to get rid of it, keep him being buried back deep, because they had good pressure on the quarterback that time. Very little pass coverage for the quarterback by the offensive line, Sid. And the intended receivers, it appeared, were all covered that time.
Well, Barbe puts a lot of people up on the line of scrimmage, and they really put the pressure on, and that time they
3rd and 11.
They wanted to. Did not. Mook's in trouble again.
The
Gets
straight.
the ball away. Good job out there. Intended receiver number 1, Tony Sampson.
Well, it was a little screen pass by design, Sid, but it was late getting started. Mook dropped back, stayed back too long before he let go of the football, and by that time they had penetrated the screen out there and put the hurt on Tony Sampson.
Number 89, Kevin Caldwell, really timed that perfect.
Buffalo find themselves
chance to catch the
Buffalo
ball.
find themselves in a punt formation now on their first possession, Sid. So they on first possession didn't fare as well as the Buccaneers of Barbe. Back to punch, Alton Gajan.
Fair catch being called far down on the 21-yard line by number 12. It's going to be Andy Hankins. Tell you what, Barbe look like they for real, Greg.
Well, they got the fans behind them. You can hear that, folks in the background. You hear all that noise. We're on the Barbe side in the press box. These fans are fired up. The football team on the sidelines fired up. Very little emotion on the side of the Baker Buffaloes over there. The football players.
I think we're in a little bit of shock right now.
Well, we might be, but Baker's been in positions like this this year so far. They always manage to work their way out of it. I think that they're just getting their land legs right now. As soon as they find their bearings, they'll be back in this football game.
Number 24, Bricado, the ball carrier, picks up about 5, brings up 2nd and 5. The ball on the 26-yard line. Tell you, Barbe is really doing an outstanding job so far coming off that line of scrimmage. They're getting off the ball quick, and they're doing a good job. They're blowing Baker's lineman back. Looks like it's going to be awful close for the first down. Looks like it might be about a half-yard short.
I'm telling you, they're doing it well, what they want to do on the ground so far against the Buffaloes, and obviously they put some new offense in this week that maybe the Baker coaches or teams hadn't seen on the films, because they're definitely doing what they want to do, see?
Well, Greg, I know Coach Thomas and them had a pretty good idea of what to look for from Barbe, and I think that's pretty much what you're seeing. But Barbe shows you a lot of multiple offense. They run off that wing T formation. They do a lot, show you a lot of different things. And right now, I think the battle is right down there in the trenches. Looks like they got enough for first down on that carry. Barbe is just whipping us on the line of scrimmage. They're coming off the ball quick and they're pushing our people back. On the play before last, they just blew our line back. They blew that line back a good 2 yards. It's going to be awful close for first down. I think they probably got it from this angle. However, they are having a measurement for it.
Yeah, they got it down.
Barbe came into tonight's game with an 8-4 overall record. Baker has an 11-1 record. But as you say, when you get down to this point in the playoffs, when you got 8 teams remaining in Quad A football in the state of Louisiana, you're looking at 8 good football teams.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play that time, Sid.
Looked like Howard Bonaventure in on the tackle down there, along with number 41, Alton Gajan. Number 88, John Brosette checking in at defensive end for number 85, Paul Esch. Boy, they blew them out around that line, I tell you. Bob's really doing an outstanding job. Baker's really got their hands full.
Sid, they're using pulling linemen. They're using pulling linemen. They got pulling guards coming from the other side, leading interference, along with the leading back. And we don't have enough people outside wide to defend that right now unless we make some adjustments, get some linebackers moving out there with the play.
Well, Barb's doing a real good job. I know I keep saying it, but I've never seen a team so far this year that has moved the ball as well against the Baker Buffaloes as Barbe High School is doing so far tonight.
Of course, it's still early in the football game, and Baker sometimes takes a quarter to figure out what somebody's doing. We say, fumble. He fumbles for 3 yards. They do everything well, Sid.
Number 41, Alton Gajan down the bottom of the pile, along with 81, Howard Bonaventure. Give the starting lineup for the Baker Buffaloes defensively. At nose guard is number 81, Howard Bonaventure. At tackle is number 77, Matt Young, number 73, Terry Causey. Defensive ends right now in the ball game. Number 87, Jimmy Vaughn, and number 88, John Brosette. Number 85, Paul Esch started at defensive end for the Buffaloes.
Pulling guard, leading interference.
Number 54, Barry Causey. Number 81, Howard Bonaventure on the stop. Looks like it's going to bring up third down about 4. Linebackers tonight for the Buffaloes, number 41, Alton Gajan. And number 11, Alan Walls. Number 4, Theron Duncan checking in defensive end for the Buffaloes. Quarterbacks are number 8, Alonzo Frank, number 9, Lamar Thomas. And at safeties are number 15, Lynn Howe.
They got number 11 back.
They moved Alan Walls, number 11, back to safety. Got Barry Causey in at linebacker. Got enough for first down on that carry. Mercado again. He looks like he's one of their workhorses. Another first down for Barbe down inside the Baker 45-yard line, down to the Baker 44-yard line. Barbe definitely has the momentum going here, Greg, and you don't want to see them march down the field again and put another 7 points on the board. Got a minute and 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play here in Lake Charles, LaGrange Stadium, and scores.
They just
well, got a flag on the play. Looks like there might have been some motion on that play.
But see, even though the penalty's got a flag on the play, they're going to bring it back. They're going to walk off 5 yards. The man got 6 yards.
Well, they called in against Baker. Preliminary indication is against Baker.
Well, there's another nail in the Buffalo's coffin so far tonight.
Well, now
they're going to walk it off from the original part of the down, be 5 yards.
Well, it makes it
They get first down
first
over.
and 5. Bring 1st and 5 now.
The Bob gained about 6 or 7 yards on
We
the
don't
play.
need to help him out, right?
That's exactly right.
Number 88,
There's a
John
flag on the
Wilson.
play.
Flag on the play.
A
Number
late
88.
flag. He comes up and drops it after the tackle's been made, Sid. Face masker against the Buffaloes. That helps.
Number 88, John Wilson on the tackle. Shows an inverted face mask, which it is, 5 yards. But they got a first down. An important thing, Barbe is inside the Baker 30-yard line, down to the Baker 33-yard line.
23, 27.
Right, I'm sorry, Baker 27-yard line.
Sid, I'm not impressed with the Baker defense so far defending the Bob offensive attack. Bob has done, as we said many times so far tonight, whatever they wanted to do.
All the way down inside the 20, down to the well, about to the 13-yard line. Bracado again, a ball carrier. Bracado seems to be a little workhorse there. Baker's really got their back up against the wall now with 51 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Bob Haskell's threatening the Buffaloes again.
We got a timeout. We're going to cut it off for a second.
Is he back on?
Yeah.
Are we on?
I think so.
We on? Okay.
40 seconds left to play in the first quarter here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles. So far in the first quarter, Sid, the Buccaneers is taking it to the Buffaloes. So far with a score of 7-0, but they're threatening deep into Buffalo territory here on their second possession of the football game. Both possessions, they've taken the football right down to Buffalo territory.
There it goes. Touchdown. Right up the middle. Bracado, number 24. Took it right up the middle on the Buffaloes.
He's a fine running back, Sid, but you can drive a truck through those holes that the lineman's making for him. They're eating the Baker defensive line up so far through this point of the football game.
I tell you what, Greg, like I say, I keep saying it, but I have not seen a team yet this year do to the Buffaloes what this team is doing. 2 possessions, ladies and gentlemen, 2 possessions by Barbe. Both possessions resulted in good sustained drives right down the field. Nothing fancy, just moving the ball straight down the field on the Buffaloes. And Barbe's got 14 points on the board with 16 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. Barbe Haskell's ahead of Baker High by a score of 14-0. Start the next 170, 175, 165. There's no size. One guy you can. They're all small. Jay was a great coach. Chad Reed starting.
16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ball kicking off deep to the Buffaloes. Tony Sampson, number 1.
Sampson on a good return. He brings it all the way out to the 45-yard line. Well, Buffaloes will start now at 1st and 10 on their own 45. 11 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Baker's only possession of the game so far resulted in 3 downs and them having to punt the ball. Weren't able to move the ball. Luke attempted 2 passes, both incomplete, and both passes he really didn't have any time to even really get set up. Luke got pressure on him again. Gets the ball away. It's intended for number 1, Tony Sampson. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. tell you what, Ball's doing everything right defensively and offensively so far. We're having a lot of problems both on the offensive line and defensive line are trying to contain these Barbe linemen. They're just whipping us at the line of scrimmage. That's all it is. Number 2, Alfred Hudson up the middle. Picks up about 5 yards out of end the first quarter of play here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where Barbe High School's on top of the Buffaloes by a score of 14-0.
We're going to take a break. Be back in a few moments. Mook keeps the football.
Mook on a keeper. Picks up Baker's first down of the ball game to start the second quarter of play. Baker Buffaloes get a 1st and 10 on the Barbe 44-yard line. This has been Baker's best field position so far in a nice ball game. Baker hadn't been able to generate any offense on their first possession. Had to punt the ball. This is their second possession of the ball game. We hope the Buffaloes can get on track here and put some points on the board. Number 2, Alfred Hudson.
The ground made it fumble.
Brings the ball all the way down to the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play, about 5. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Ball on the Barbe 39-yard line. Hand off again to number 2, Hudson. Close to a first down to around the 35, 34-yard line. I think he's going to be timed out for a measurement by the officials. Alfred Hudson, the Buffaloes' leading rusher for this year. Another first down, so Buffaloes pick up their second first down of tonight's game on this possession.
Said the Baker Buffaloes for a little morale booster needs to bring the football on into the end zone on this drive right now, which we know they're very, very capable of doing. And short of making a miscue or something, I look for them to move the ball on this drive against the Buccaneers.
Well, as impressive as Barbe has looked so far in this game, it's impressive. Pass was intended for number 88. Bro said it was incomplete.
The defender slipped down on that play, the man that was running right alongside Brosette, and it's a good thing that he did, Sid, because he'd have been in the primary position to receive that football.
Well, Mook's pass was off the mark there. A little short. He threw a little short, and not for the defender slipping down. You're right. He could have resulted in.
Where's your tripod at, Bert? The little short one that sits up on the.
Second down and 10 for the Buffaloes. Goes back to pass. He's got it complete to number 6, Ty Thomas, inside the
First down.
35-yard line down to the 33-yard line. Well, I'm sorry. It's down to the 23-yard line. Having trouble seeing the field.
First down, Buffalo.
Another first down for the Buffaloes. That's their third in their possession.
Again, Chris Mook got a lot of pressure on him. Said he just in time released that football, and the man was just bearing down on his number in the back of his jersey.
Well, they put a lot of pressure from the outside, and Mook, like you say, is having been forced from the pocket a lot. Hand on number 1, Tony Sampson. He's across the 20-yard line down to about the 19. Pickup of about 4. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Buffaloes. Buffalo's deepest penetration so far in tonight's ball game. Desperate need of putting some points on the board right here with Barbe ahead of them with 9 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the first half. Barbe up 14-0. Buffaloes desperately need some points. Number 2, Alfred Hudson takes the ball down to the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and about 2.
We're going to have to see Chris keeping the football, doing a little rolling out more with the option to keep and run the football himself, along with the capability of passing on the rollout, Sid, to get a little respect off of that defensive squad over there so that we can spring some up off the tackle and the guard position.
It'll be real close to a first down. We'll have to see where they mark.
I believe it's enough, Sid.
Awful close.
They're going to bring the chains on for a measure.
Another measurement. It's a 3rd down and 3. Ball carrier was number 2, Hudson. Got it awful close to a first down. Officials called timeout for the measurement. First down, Buffaloes. Full first down in this series. Buffaloes have a 1st and 10. The ball on the 13-yard line. Need a score here, Gregory.
No doubt about it, Sid. The Buffaloes got to punch it into the end zone, being this close, trailing by a score of 14-0 in the middle of the second quarter.
Luke's throwing out to the right side of the field for sure. All the defenders were on the other side. He's down inside the 10-yard line. Flag on the play. Appeared to be just about after the play was over with.
We got a timeout, folks, with 8 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in the first half of play here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in these quarterfinals. There's a flag on the play, and it appears it's going to be against the Buffaloes.
Preliminary indication from the official was that it's against Buffaloes, and the way that Buffaloes are backing up, I'm sure, well, here it goes. It is against the Baker High School. 5-yard penalty brings the ball back out to the 18-yard line.
I didn't get the indication as to what that was.
I think it was a holding call. I'm not sure. I didn't catch it.
Whatever it was 5 yards against the Buffaloes, putting them at a deficit again, be first down and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
Well, it's 1st and 15. The Buffaloes have to go to the 3-yard line to get a first. Alfred Hudson, great second, third effort, brings the ball all the way down to the 11-yard line. Great job by number 2, Alfred Hudson, who appeared to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. Alfred doing a great job, broke away from one defender, broke away from the second defender, and brought the ball all the way down to the carrying people down to the 11-yard line.
See, on one play, he got half of the 15 there by himself, and I mean by himself. They had hands on him in the backfield, and what he got it on his own.
2nd and 8, the ball was about the 11-yard line. Buffalo's in dire need of putting some points on the board. And off to number 1, Tony Sampson. Tony trying to break through the line. Gets down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Gonna bring up a 3rd down for the Buffaloes. Third and about 6. Couple of big plays here, Greg. I know it's early in the ball game. It's still 7 minutes left in the first half, but I think Buffaloes came here to win this ball game. They ain't no tomorrow with this, and I think we're going to have 2 cracks. Pass incomplete. Pass everywhere. Tony Sampson, it was incomplete.
See, they had 2 defenders on Luke and 3 on the receiver out there. They're everywhere. They're defending their territory like professionals out there. Baker's not throwing the blocks that they need to throw in the positions that they're in right now to be able to get those men loose. They're all over Mook. He cannot throw the football or take time to find somebody open where he can release the football. And then the ball is tipped by a man in between.
Big 4th down here. It's 4th and 6. Baker has to go to the 3 for a first down. Of course, they want to try to get this thing in the end zone. Mook's got a lot of pressure. Just did. Touchdown, number 23, Cedric McNeely. Mook almost didn't get the ball away. Boy, they were all over Chris Mook that time. He beat him just as he released the ball. Mook lobbed the ball up to number 23, Cedric McNeely, who was in the end zone wide open. Cedric came down with the play. 6 points for the Buffaloes, and Greg, that was a tremendous play, a very, very important play in this ball game, considering this first half of play so far, with Barbe being able to move the ball pretty much at will against the Buffaloes. Extra point attempt is good with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first half. The score is Barbe High School 14, Baker High School 7.
Said we just seen the best quarterback in 7 Quad A football, bar none, if not in the state of Louisiana, standing there like a little gentleman with people hanging all over him, coming at him full speed. He stays in the pocket, releases the football under pressure like that.
And Greg, I tell you, I don't care how good your quarterback is, if he doesn't have a little time to set up and throw the ball, there's no way that we can expect him to complete it. We have got to start moving, we got to start manhandling Barbe like they've been manhandling us this first half.
That's all it is to it, Sid.
The game is won right there in that line of scrimmage, both defensively and offensively, and so far tonight, Barbe has had the better of that. Baker did show us an aggressive drive, got down there, stalled out, 4th down and 6 from the 11-yard line, and came up with that big play then.
2 times Barbe had the football. They went the distance into the end zone, Sid. We're now fixing to give it to them again. Baker has to come up with a defense that can stop the Barbe offensive attack. So far in this ball game, they haven't been able to do that. They've only been able to answer on one occasion with an offensive attack to get some points back on the football, but they have not stopped the Barbe attack, and that's what we have to do at this point.
That's the first time this year Baker has seen the type offense, type offensive formations that Barbe is showing them. Well, I tell you what, it looked like he was going to play around with that ball. We had some men coming down there, number 42 for the Buffaloes, Scott Clark, number 21, Robert Sullivan, had no chance to return the ball. Barbe's going to start out 1st and 10 from their 27-yard line. And Greg, Baker's defense the last 2 weeks, I don't think you could play any better defense than those boys played the last 2 weeks. Right now, they're getting pushed around a little bit by this Barbe offensive team, and I think Baker's just going to have to make some adjustments and come up here. Too much room. The guy's got too many blockers out there. One man trying to defend on it, and it's just no way that's going to work. He had 3 blockers in front of him and 1 cornerback out there trying to defend against him.
The whole defensive line is going to the dive man, see, and they're not respecting the outside at all. They're leaving the defensive end by itself, and they're pulling guards and other backs from the other side coming around, kicking that man out, and it's leaving him a home run down the sideline.
Well, that play was good for a 1st down. Barbe's got
the linebackers are going to have
31-yard line.
Linebackers are going to have to come to the outside to defend the defensive
First
end.
man through.
Jeez.
Close to another 1st down all the way out to midfield at the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1. And Greg, I tell you, Barbe is just doing an outstanding job on that line of scrimmage. They are moving our people around.
Little pitch back, little trick.
Still, he's got too many people out there. Greg, on these plays that's coming outside, we only have 1 man out there defending, and they've got 2 and 3 people blocking him.
Well,
There's no way you can win that battle.
Little trick play got this one started. They snapped the football between the quarterback's legs back to the fullback position.
Well, we knew they were going to do that. We've seen it in the films and the scouting reports. They showed us that they do a lot of that. They center the ball directly to the back, bypassing the quarterback. Right up the middle.
Fumble.
Buffalo's got the ball. Buffalo's had a ball. That's a big break for Baker. Well, we've heard too that Barbe has had trouble this year with turnovers. They've had trouble with turnovers.
Which we haven't seen this football game so far with a quarter and a half, more than a quarter and a half gone. They played perfect, errorless football so far, and that's why they have 14 points on the board. They can move the football. As short of making some mistakes, they can put the football in the end zone against you. There's a break that the Baker Buffaloes can barely need right now, trailing by 1 touchdown. Now they need to take advantage of this drive and bring it on down into the end zone.
Baker taking over 1st and 10 on that 34-yard line. Fumble.
Now,
Well, Baker had an opportunity there. They stopped ball on a fumble recovery, and now
They return the favor, Sid.
there's a mix-up on a handoff from Luke to Sampson. Sampson put the ball on the ground, and Barbe recovers at the Baker 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
If no other statistics are equal so far in this ball game, Sid, the exchange on bobbling the football and leaving it on the ground is even, tied up 1-1. They've returned the favor. The Baker Buffaloes have to the Buccaneers of Barbe here on the 35-yard line.
The fullback again. This time Baker had a few people out there, but he still picked up 6 yards on a play.
Baker is not penetrating the offensive line with their defensive front men. They have to penetrate the offensive line, getting into the backfield, so that these guys have to change directions a little bit. They're running straight for the hole that they're designed to run for, picking up valuable yardage on every play. 6-yard gain on that play. Virtually unmolested until he got down 6 yards down the field.
We're getting whooped on the line of scrimmage. Right
there you go.
Middle, tremendous hole right up the middle, all the way down to the Baker 16-yard line.
The defensive nose guard for Baker just got blew out of the pocket. Got blew out of the slot that time, and they left an alleyway. It looked like you could drive the proverbial Mack truck down through it, Sid, and they continue to do that, which they have all night long, short of miscuing. They're going to bring the football back in the end zone again. Beautiful field position for Barbe on the 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
Number 51, Mike Odendahl, getting in at nose guard for the Buffaloes. Number 81, Howard Bonaventure, leaving the field. Baker's trying to put some different faces in there on that defensive front line, trying to see if they can get a combination going out there that'll work against Barbe. So far tonight, Barbe has really manhandled the Buffaloes on the line of scrimmage. Big hole. Touchdown. Touchdown. On the 14-yard line, just blew everybody out on the left side of the field. They had our quarterback knocked back to the goal line when the play started.
3 possessions for the Buccaneers, 3 scores, Sid.
Well, they had 4 possessions. One was a fumble.
That's right.
We recovered, ran one play, and fumbled back to them. But you're right. Virtually every time they've had their hands on the ball, they scored. With 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the first half of play here at LaGrange High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana, the score is Barbe 21, Baker 7.
Baker has not put a defense together that can stop the Barbe Buccaneers so far. And that's been our shining point all year long. And last week's football game, the defense played errorless football. They were the catalyst for that victory. And tonight they had to stop the first thing that Barbe's attempted to do.
Barbe High School fixing to kick off to the Buffaloes. Number 21, Robert Sullivan, receives the ball for the Buffaloes, brings it out to the Baker 33-yard line. Well, with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first half, the Buffaloes have the ball 1st and 10 on their 33-yard line.
38-yard line, sir.
38-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I'm having trouble up here with this lighting on this field on seeing where the ball is. Number 2, Alfred Hudson, the ball carrier, pushing people around. So far tonight, Greg, Alfred's done a good job for the Buffaloes when he's gotten the ball. He carried the ball for 2 of Baker's first downs in that last possession they had time before last, when it resulted in Baker's only score so far tonight. pick up a 8 on the play. It's bringing up 2nd down and 2 for the Buffaloes. The ball at the Buffalo 46-yard line. Number 2, Alfred Hudson. Looks like he's got enough for the first down out to the Baker 49-yard line. Alfred Hudson done a fine job for the Buffaloes this year. Alfred is their leading rusher, leading ground gainer for the Buffaloes. Number 2, Alfred Hudson, senior running back for the Buffaloes. Done a good job for him this year. Beautiful pass. Great effort by number 6, Ty Thomas. Defender just all over him, didn't give him a chance to catch the ball. He made a valiant effort at it. Incomplete pass. That time Luke didn't drop back as far as he has been. Kind of kept away from the pressure. Stepped up in the pocket. Delivered the ball right there. Just Ty made a great effort at it. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Baker 49-yard line.
So far, things are coming together for the Barbe Buccaneers. See, that was a fine pass attempt by Mook and a fine reception attempt by Thomas.
That time, Mook had a heck of a lot of pressure on him up the middle there from number 39. Mook did good just to get rid of the ball that time. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. Ball still at the Baker 49-yard line. Offensively for the Buffaloes, quarterbacks number 7, Chris Mook. Fullback number 2, Alfred Hudson. Tailbacks number 1, Tony Sampson. Split ends number 6, Ty Thomas. Slot back number 23, Cedric McNeely. Tight end number 88, John Brosette. Mook's back to throw the ball. He gets away from a lot of pressure. Mook brings it back to the line of scrimmage. A great effort on Chris Mook's part to avoid the sack back here inside the 40-yard line. Brings it back up to the line of scrimmage at the 49. It brings up 4th down and 10 for the Buffaloes. And in the punt is number 41, Alton Gajan. Center for the Buffaloes tonight is number 72, Pat Holly. The guards are number 63, Bill Bates. Number 64, Corey Taylor, and number 65.
It appears that the ball might have been touched by one of the Barbe Buccaneers. Well, I don't know if the officials saying that it was.
Tackles for the Buffalo, number 6.
Yeah, wait a minute. Baker has the football. See it on the punt, the ball came down, and it wasn't detected by one of the Barbe players, and it hit him and bounced back away from him, and the heads-up Baker Buffaloes went for the football and recovered it.
Well, it's a big break for the Buffaloes, trailing in this ball game by a score of 21-7 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the first half of the play. Buffaloes have the ball 1st and 10 on the Buccaneer 32-yard line. Desperately need to put some points on the board here before halftime, narrow that score down. Mook's got time to throw the ball. He's throwing it deep in the end zone. Intended for number 23, Cedric McNeely, broken up by number 12 for Barbe, Andy Hankins. Also a tackle for the Buffaloes tonight is number 73, Terry Causey. And number 51, of course, the starter at tackle. Pass intended for number 88. Brosette is complete. It's down to about the 21-yard line. Be close for a first down.
It is a first down,
It is a first down. Of course, Mike Odendahl, number 51, fine extra point and field goal kicker for the Buffaloes. Been the starting offensive tackle for the Buffaloes this year. Has done a fine job for him. Of course, Baker alternates his guards in, bringing plays in from the sideline. Well, Mook got the ball right there to him. Intended receiver, number 88, John Brosette.
He don't miss many of them,
No, he
Sid.
sure doesn't. Defender was right there with him when the ball got there. The defender was right there with him.
John Brosette will catch more of those and he'll leave on the ground. I guarantee you that.
Well, you're exactly
Fine
right.
receiver, number 88.
We've seen him bring down a number for the Buffaloes this year. Well, we knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Barbe is putting a tremendous amount of pressure on Chris Mook.
Baker's calling a timeout.
Timeout with 1 minute and 19 seconds left to go in the first half. Baker's got a third down. Bringing the ball all the way back out to the 26, 27-yard line. Bring up third down and 18.
We're going to take a break right now for a commercial. Be back in just a second. All right, here we are, folks, back at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana. 1 minute and 19 seconds left to play in the first half of play. The Battling Buffaloes find themselves on the short end of a 21-7 score at the hands of the Buccaneers of Barbe High School. See, as we said several times before, when you get to the Quad A playoffs in the state of Louisiana, you got your hands full. You're playing some good football. Let's take a short break for a commercial message. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, here we are again, folks. 1 minute and 19 seconds left to play in tonight's football game. I mean, in the first half of tonight's football game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Y'all need to take another break.
Been listening to this telecast. We don't want to sound negative here tonight, but we're a little shell-shocked. We're used to seeing these Buffaloes dominate, and of course we've run up against a stone wall here tonight, and these Buccaneers are for real, and we're a little shell-shocked like the fans are across the way. We hadn't seen any team this year handle the Buffaloes as Barbe High School has done so far tonight.
It'll be another miscue by the Buffaloes. The illegal procedure cost them another 5 yards, Sid, and they're going in the wrong direction.
Well, it's backing them up another 5 yards, as you say, bringing the ball out past the 30-yard line to the 33-yard line. Illegal procedure against the Buffaloes. Brings up third down and 29. The ball out to the 34-yard line. He simply...
Mook's being chased.
Oh, almost intercepted. Almost intercepted.
To say that Mook is being chased is an understatement. Sid, they're on him all night long. That's right.
He's running for his life.
Chris Mook, a fine Quad A quarterback, but he can't do anything if he don't have time to either set up or he don't even get a chance to roll out halfway decently. They don't throw a block on the line for him. And, well, it's probably because the Barbe defensive line is so good, wouldn't you say?
Well,
maybe the Baker offense is doing whatever they can do. This is it. This is for the marbles in the first half.
Fourth down and 29. Barbe put a lot of pressure on Mook. He's having to run for his life.
Well, the Barbe Buccaneers stymied the Buffaloes one more time, Sid, with 1 minute and 6 seconds left to play in the first half here at LaGrange High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Everybody at home says, talk more about the football game. Some of the players came up to me. Talk more about the football game. All we talked about tonight is the football game that Barbe is playing out there against the Buffaloes.
Seconds left to go in the first half of this contest. The clock's running down. Barbe's got a second down and 7. All 3 of Barbe's touchdowns so far tonight have come on running plays. Good Good job that time defensively. Number 21, Robert Sullivan. Along with number 77, Matt Young. That could be the last play of the first half. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Clock still running. That probably will do it. Barbe High School, very impressive against the Baker High School Buffaloes. And that's the end of the first half of play here. Barbe's on top. Buccaneers 21, Baker 7.
All right, here we are with the opening kickoff of the second half right here at LaGrange Stadium. Baker will be receiving the football. Number 84, Will Gotro, takes the opening kickoff for the Buffaloes. Nice run by Will Gotro. Number 84 returns the football for the Buffaloes back to the Buffalo 43-yard line. The ball was kicked to the short man. It didn't go any distance at all. It was a squibbling kick down the right side of the field to the short man, number 84, Will Gotro, where he returns the football to the Baker 43-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. Folks, starting the second half of play here, a little out of winded, Sid. I've been running them stadiums, as we all know. Oh! Pass was intended for number 88, John Brosette. It thrown a little bit behind him and low. He went down. It appears he had made the catch, Sid, but the official ruled that the ball had touched the ground, so it will be an incompleted pass. Again, the second half of play just starting. Baker trailed at halftime by a score of 21-7, and that's where we stand right now. Baker with their first possession of the second half.
Second down.
Chris Mook with an incomplete pass.
It's second down for the Buffaloes.
Oh, got a flag on the play. After Baker catches makes a reception for about a 2 or 3 yard gain as a late flag on the play.
Well, it appears that it's gone
against the Buffaloes. Clipping penalty against the Buffaloes. That's kind of in pace with what's happened for Baker so far tonight, Sid. 15 yards stepped off against the Baker Buffaloes. It'll remain second down. He'll get second down over. It'll be second down, however, and about, 25 yards to go for the Buffaloes.
Greg, the first half of play, Barbe Buccaneers had 14 first downs. Baker had 7. Yards rushing, Barbe had 188, Baker had 51. In passing, Barbe had 19, and Baker had 29. So first half of play, Barbe rolled up 207 total yards offense. Baker had 80 yards total offense first half.
Spent kind of the answer to what's happening out here so far. Barbe has moved the football very effectively against the Buffalo defense. And Buffalo, with the exception of one occasion, one good sustained drive, has failed to be able to move the football against the strong, aggressive, hard-rushing Barbe defense that's in there on Mook. 4th down. I thought it would have been 3rd down. It was 4th down.
Oh, he might go. Great return. It was a good kick by number 41, Alton Gajan. Kicked the ball all the way down to the 20-yard line where the receiver took the ball. He returned a 36-yard return, Sid. Right, his 36-yard return. He broke through Baker's initial pursuit. Alton Gajan attempted to tackle him on about the 43, missed the tackle, and ball carrier took it down into Baker territory.
Snap to the fullback.
Good job that time by number 77, Matt Young. Two-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and 8 for the Buccaneers. Lonzo Frank was also in on that tackle, number 8 for the Buffalo. So what Baker's going to have to do is shut this down. Barbe in the first half just moved the ball pretty much at will against the Buffaloes. They were really winning the battle on the line of scrimmage. Good job again that time. Looks like number 73, Big Terry Causey, wrapping the ball carrier up. Brings up a third down. 3rd and 7 for Barbe. Ball's on the Baker 41-yard line.
Folks, we want to again apologize for all the movement that you see in your camera. We got here tonight and the equipment was not set up. We're trying to work with it as we go along. We're missing a place to set up our tripod and firmly mount the camera, so it's going to be doing a little moving. It's having to be handheld tonight.
Good job again defensively, however. The ball carrier is still on his feet. He could go all the way.
He's going. Said football players in Baker uniforms standing around watching the football game without buying a ticket. They kept expecting the man was going to be down, People standing in the secondary back there watching what was taking place instead of taking part in what was taking place. And they got to get into a foot race and lose the race into the end zone. Find themselves short by another touchdown early in the second half of play.
To the band stops. Well, it appears there was a flag on the play. The officials are calling one of the Barbe team members out to the field to discuss what his options are with him. Sure, the penalty is against Baker High School. Greg, you're absolutely right. The defensive end for Baker that time did a good job of turning the play in. There was some good initial contact. The ball carrier did a good job of keeping his feet, giving it that second and third effort. There's a lot of players just standing around looking like they were wishing the guy would go down. He didn't, took off, gave it a good second and third effort, and Barbe scores another touchdown on the Baker High Buffaloes.
With an extra point. They hadn't missed an extra point tonight. Barbe leading early in the first half of play with another touchdown and point after conversion by a score of 28-7 over the Baker High School Buffaloes from Baker, Louisiana, right here at LeGrand Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuning in with us.
Well, we got a penalty on the kickoff. It appears that there was an offsides penalty on the last play, on the extra point play against Baker. Every penalty almost tonight's one against the Buffalo in crucial situations, see it? And just not the ball is not perfectly round. It bounces funny, and tonight it's not bouncing in the way of the Buffalo.
Ball going number 41 out to Gaja. Alton comes back upfield, crosses the 40-yard line out to about the 46-yard line, where the Buffaloes will take over 1st and 10 on their 46-yard line. If you just tuning in with us tonight, Barbe High School has just really been very, very impressive against the Buffaloes tonight, scoring on virtually every possession of the ball game on very impressive drives. Barbe has really won the ball game at the line of scrimmage, coming off the ball quick, both offensively and defensively, and really has controlled the line of scrimmage offensively and has put a tremendous amount of pressure.
You see blue shirts all over him. Well, the receiver going for the football felt somebody on his back, and he couldn't get to the football. Then John Brosette talking to the official, and the official sending him back to the other side of the line. Brosette didn't even make an attempt for the football like he knew somebody was touching him on his back. See, it's the officials didn't pick it up if that was the case, but
well, regardless, we got a 2nd and 10 now. Chris Mook has had time getting rid of the ball tonight. He's been sacked a few times, and it has really had a tremendous amount of pressure on him tonight from this Barbe defense, really coming at him from all angles. Chris has not had much time to get the ball away. Pass is complete out there to number, looks like it's complete to number 23, Cedric McNeely. It's awful close to first down. It looks like it's going to be about a yard short. Going to make a 3rd and 1 for the Buffaloes. The ball on the Barbe 44-yard line. 45-yard line. Looks like Mook kept the ball on a quarterback sneak. Looks like he's picked up enough yardage for the first down, and it is a Buffalo first down. Ball at the Barbe 23-yard line. First and 10 for the Buffaloes. Number 62, Bobby Cruz in the ball game for the Buffaloes. Pitch back to number 1, Tony Sampson. Tony Sampson tried to cut back inside. He was met there by number 20 for the Buccaneers.
See, the blocks were set up to the outside. That Tony cut to the outside. He had some scampering yardage to the outside. He cuts back in, and the defenders are there waiting for him. Short gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 6 for the Buffaloes. You're right. That time if Tony would have cut back to the outside, he had some daylight. Number 51, Mike Odendahl, had done a good job of cutting his man back. Tony just cut back to the inside. A lot of pressure on Mook. He's going to keep the ball. It looks like he's got enough for a first down.
See, do you realize how many blue shirts is out there with him? How they converge in on that football?
I tell you
beautiful
what.
Defensive heads-up football. They're everywhere the football is.
Chris Mook is one of the best, if not the best, quarterback that's ever graced Wedge Kai Stadium at Baker High School. And there's no doubt in anybody's mind, he led the Quad A in the state as far as passing yardage this year, and is really one of the premier high school Quad A quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana. But I don't care how good you are, you've got to have time to set up the ball. If he could have just 3 seconds, he would be in shape to throw the ball, but he's not getting the 3 seconds. Tremendous pressure. Number 88, John Brosette, all the way down to the 20-yard line. It's going to bring another first down for the Buffaloes.
See, keep a close eye on the interior line, on the offensive line and the Barbe defensive line in there. They're coming up out of their stance. Baker is touching a guy, and then he's getting by him. He's eating our lunch, getting into the backfield. Baker's on an impressive drive so far this time, Sid.
Touchdown, number 23, Cedric McNeely. Mook did a great job once again of keeping his head, keeping his cool. He knew he was going to be popped. He had 2 defenders right on top of him. He just looped the ball up over the defender, hit McNeely for the 2nd time tonight. McNeely did a good job of receiving the ball, took it all about the 7 and went in for the touchdown for the Buffaloes. Mike Odendahl in for the extra point. Chris Mook's holding, snap, the ball's down, it kicks up. It's good. No, it's no good. Mike Odendahl missed. Mike Odendahl missed the extra point attempt with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Buffaloes are behind the Buccaneers by a score of 28-13.
So we're going to take a short break for a commercial message. Be back with the folks in about 2 seconds.
All right, here we
go, folks. 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter play here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Baker Buffaloes find themselves on the short end of a 28-13 score, having just put the football in the end zone on the pass from Mook to Cedric McNeely, with the point after touchdown being missed. That 1 point can loom very big tonight, Sid.
Well, Greg, I think the key here is we've shown that we can score. We scored late in the 2nd quarter of this ball game. We scored here on our on our 2nd possession here in the 2nd half. We can score. The key is we haven't so far even come close to stopping Barbe Buccaneers on the football field.
That's exactly right. A while ago when we had an opportunity to stop them, people stood around watching the game without a ticket. Up, short kick. They're going to have tremendous field position.
Fumble.
Good field position again.
Fumble. The ball's loose. I think he may have gotten it back.
Baker might have it. Baker's got the ball.
Baker has the ball. Big break here for the Buffaloes. Big break here for the Buffaloes. The kick went to the short man for Barbe High School. He bobbled it, as they have bobbled it several times tonight on kickoffs. Baker has the ball after that last score on the kickoff here. Big turnover. 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes on the Barbe 30-yard line. And Greg, this is a very important possession for the Buffaloes.
It definitely is. Big Mo can be swung right now, Sid. A quick touchdown right now, putting in perhaps a 2-point conversion, can just really dishearten a football team that's really worked hard tonight and put a whipping on Baker. Because so far tonight, the Buccaneers have taken it to the Buffaloes.
Well, there's no doubt this is probably the most important point of this ball game for the Baker Buffaloes. A touchdown here could get them right back in this ball game, but with an extra point, 28-13. They've got a man down on the field for Barbe.
Every one of the Barbe football players on the bench hit their knees, Sid, and take off their helmets when one of their players are down on the field. That's very impressive along the sideline. You see right here, the entire foot, now they're coming up because they're getting their man off the field. I think that's a...
That was number 89, Kevin Caldwell. That was
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Let's see, that's who now? Let's try to pick up a
Number 89, Kevin Caldwell, who scored one of the touchdowns for Barbe High School tonight. He's played some good ball for him. Certainly hope he's not injured too seriously. Number 2, Alfred Hudson, right up the middle to about the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 5 for the Buffaloes, going to bring up 2nd and 5. And looking at the rosters for both clubs, Baker physically has some much bigger ball players physically than Barbe overall. Barbe has some people that go over 200 pounds, but the overall team size of Barbe is not as big as Baker. So maybe that'll play a factor in this ball game. Number 1, Tony Sampson, the ball carrier, picks up about 3 yards. Well, about 2 yards.
Said we were going to talk about earlier depth. We all know that Baker has great depth. They can keep replacing people over and over and over from the sidelines. I'm not sure that Barbe has that kind of depth. I don't know that they don't. I think that if you had to rate depth, Baker would probably have the greater depth, which is it could be in their favor deep in the ball game to be able to wear the other team down. But there's no sign of Barbe wearing down to this point right now.
Big play. I believe he might be short.
He might be.
Third down play.
He might be, Sid, but this late in the ball game, deep in that territory,
4th down.
Baker's going to use all 4 down from here on in. There'll be no field goals, no punch, etc.
Well, it's a very important play here for the Buffaloes. 4th and about, not quite a yard. And I tell you, we put the importance on this possession for the Buffaloes turning the ball over with that fumble.
Well, assuming that Baker keeps possession of the football, Barb's going to have to stop them 4 consecutive downs every time because they're going to use all 4 downs to go.
First back, second effort, Alfred Hudson, number 2, and he's got the first down for the Buffaloes down to about the Barbe 20. Well, about the 18-yard line, gives the Buffaloes 1st and 10 at the Barbe 18. They started this at the Barbe 30-yard line. Look in, pass. Ooh! Intended for number 88, Brissett. Mook got the ball right there, but the defender was right on top of Brissett, and he couldn't hold on to it. Right at the goal line, that would have been 6 points, but easy right there. But Mook doing a fine job of getting the ball to him, but Barbe doing a good job defensively, and we're right there to meet the ball as it got to the intended receiver. Incomplete.
Sid, this is a possession, as you said earlier, that's a key possession in this ball game. Late in the 3rd quarter of play, Baker needs to put the ball in the end zone on this possession.
Well, there he goes. We've been seeing it all night.
Ball's been fumbled. Barbe has the football.
Barbe has done a tremendous job defensively of getting in and getting to Chris Mook and putting the pressure on him. That time as the receivers were well covered and Barbe was all over him. They had 4 men on Chris Mook. You can't throw the ball if you don't have time to set up. Big play defensively for Barbe. They've been coming up with them all night tonight. Big plays both offensively and defensively. That was Baker's best chance to really get back in this ball game. Just were unable to generate anything there. Good job defensively that time. Number 85, Paul S. coming from his defensive end position.
That's the first time tonight, said that the Baker defense has got into the backfield and caused any damage to the Barbe offense yet. 4 minutes left in the third quarter of play. Baker trailing by a score of 28-13. Just had possession of the football, 1st and 10 on about the 25-yard line, and is on a fumble by Mook, dropping back into the pocket and being hit by a host of Barbe players. There he goes, crossbuck.
Good second effort. That time Baker's defensive end turned him inside, and we had a few people there to meet him, but he had good second effort. He picked up about 4 yards on a play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
At the end of the third quarter, what?
South Cameron 16, Jackson 12, AA.
Greg, according to the program tonight, Barbe Buccaneers have dressed out 46 players. They're carrying 46 players on their rosters. Baker Buffalo's carrying 6.
There you go. First and then some. First down and then some. So Baker gets an initial defensive tackle in Barbe's backfield for a loss on the 1st and 10, and then here on 3rd down, a bust up the middle for a 1st down and then some extra yardage. They're taking it to the Buffaloes defense, Sid. No two ways about it here at LeGrand Stadium tonight.
Well, I've said it all night tonight, and I'll say it again. The game's being won right there in the trenches. That line, both offensively and defensively for Barbe.
There he goes again. 10 yards.
Another 1st down.
Maybe 11 yards. They ought to run that play every time. I watched them run it all night tonight. Every time they run it, they're getting the yardage.
He on the line. Just watch it.
Look, blowing them out.
Good job that time of number 87, Jimmy Vaughn.
All the green shirts are 5 yards down the field with the white shirts where they're pushing the Buffaloes down the field, Sid.
Greg, you know you've heard me speak highly about defensive end play here in the latter part of the season, especially in these playoffs. Big number 87, Jimmy Vaughn, outstanding defensive end for the Buffaloes. I think that young man can play ball just about anywhere he wants to go. Number 85, Paul S., doing an outstanding job this season for the Buffaloes as well. But if you notice tonight, too, and to let you know a little bit more, I know you picked it up, I picked it up, let you know a little bit more about what's going on for you folks at home. These young men, if you know football and you're watching what's going on in this field, our defensive end are having to contend with double teams all night. There's at least 2 blockers on our defensive ends all night tonight, and they're doing a good job of just trying to turn the play inside.
There he goes.
Well, it's bringing up a 4th down for Barbe. It's one of the few times tonight we've seen a 4th down with Barbe. I don't know, has Barbe ever punted tonight? I don't think they've punted so far tonight.
I don't think they've needed a punter. I think he stayed home. He's listening to it on the radio.
Back deep for the Buffaloes is number 1, Tony Sampson, who's standing on about his 16-yard line. Baker trying to go for the return. Bad kick off the side of his foot. Went out of bounds. Went out of bounds on about the 35-yard line. bad kick that time. There's 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play here. LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana. In this state Quad A playoff game here between Baker Buffaloes and Barbe Buccaneers. And Barbe is ahead of the Buffaloes by a score of 28-13. Pass incomplete, intended for number 23, McNeely. Brings up a second down and 10 for the Buffaloes. As you may already know, there was history. The game was played last night, and of course you'll see this. This is Friday. You'll see this game televised Saturday, but the winner of tonight's game will meet Slide L next Friday night. Pass complete to number 6, Ty Thomas.
So that's the end of the third quarter of play. Baker trailing the Barbe Buccaneers by a score of 28-13. Take a break and be back in a few moments to bring you the fourth and final play here at LaGrange Stadium in Lake Charles, Louisiana. All right, here we are, folks. Back to start the fourth quarter of play at LaGrange Stadium in this quarterfinal Quad A high school football game between the Battling Buffaloes of Baker High School and the Fighting Buccaneers of Barbe High School from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Seeing so far, without a doubt, throughout the first 3 quarters of play, and I think the score indicates this, Baker has been beat at their own game. Everybody figured that if Baker or whatever team came in here had a decent passing game, they could put it on Barbe. Tonight, because of Barbe's aggressiveness, getting in that backfield, staying with Chris Mook on top of him all night long, and our offensive line unable to defend their quarterback, they have virtually broken up the passing attack that Baker is so proud of throughout this year. Here's the first play of fourth quarter. He'd have done better to drop the football. There's a loss of about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up fourth down. Baker will go into punt formation with number 41, Alton Gajan will be back to punt. Deep to receive for the Buccaneers will be number 12, Andy Hankins. We don't even have enough football players on the field on the punt team, Sid. Things is really happening right tonight.
No, we don't have it.
That's qualified players going down, so they get another 10 yards out of it. That's just the way the balls bounce for the Buffaloes tonight. Another one of the happenings.
Well, I got 11 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this ball game. Barbe on top of Baker, 28-13.
Gajan wanted some of that ball carry at that time. He stepped over people, waded through people, pushed through people, and got in there. Really wasn't he wasn't been the primary defender, but he came from nowhere, showing the caliber of kid that he is. He got in there and fought for that tackle, Sid. And even with that, there's a gain of about 3.5 yards on the play. They can't get negative yardage for anything. They can't do anything wrong tonight. Baker's defense, as we said, has not shined this Friday night in Lake Charles, Louisiana. On the very contrary, it's done everything but shine. Barbe offensive line has had a great deal to do with that. They've pushed the Baker defensive line all over the field. You know, you hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're all watching this thing together. See, that's exactly what's happening. I mean, we can't up here do anything about it except that hope that something will change, which it hasn't. Third down and 3, a long 3 or possibly 4 yards. Up.
Good job that time defensively.
Alton Gajan coming in, but it could have been
Number 77, Matt Young.
Could have appeared to be a late hit, but he fell off the side and just being aggressive coming after the ball carrier. It'll be 4th down and 3. Barbe will be forced to go into punt formation. Now, they've done everything else you can do tonight. You don't suspect that they would ever possibly run a fake punt, do you, Sid?
Barbe punting for the second time tonight here in the 4th quarter.
Beautiful kick.
Beautiful punt. Woo! Rolls into the end zone. Baker have it 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line.
Almost a coffin corner, Sid, only about 2 or 3 yards in the field of play, or they would have been out of bounds down close to the goal line. The way our luck's been running, I don't see how it stayed in the field of play.
Number 70, Jarvis Brookshire checking in the ball game for the Buffaloes at tackle. Big Jarvis is a 275-pound junior tackle for the Buffaloes. We'll see him back next year. There he is. That's what's been happening all night. Mook having no time to throw the ball. Greg, well, we got a chance. Let me go down the roster and mention tonight's seniors for the Baker Buffaloes. Many of which, barring something unforeseen here with 8 minutes left to go in this contest, Barbe ahead 28-13. We're not counting the Buffaloes out yet, but this could possibly be the last game of their career for these seniors here at Baker High School. We got number 1, Tony Sampson. Number 2, Alfred Hudson. Number 3, Joe Moses. Number 4, Theron Duncan. Number 6, Ty Thomas. Number 7, Chris Mook. Number 8, Alonzo Frank. Number 11, Alan Walls. Number 15, Lynn Howell. Number 22, Steve Morgan. Number 41, Alton Gajan. Number 44, Joel Causey. Number 46, Wendell Young. Got number 51, Mike Omdahl. Number 53, Buck Murphy. Number 54, Barry Causey.
Well, they've done it all right tonight.
Number 62, Bobby Cruz. Number 63, Bill Bates. Number 65, Brent Causey. Number 72, Pat Holly. Number 76, Glenn Jenkins. Number 77, Matt Young. Number 81, Howard Bonaventure. Number 83, Bill Knight. Number 85, Paul Esch. Number 87, Jimmy Bond. And number 88, John Brosette. If we missed any of the seniors, I'm sorry. We went by the program that was provided for us, all of the Baker High School Buffaloes this year for an outstanding season under first-year head coach, Coach Larry Thomas. While we got time here, I want to go ahead and name the rest of the Baker High School Buffaloes. These are the young men that will be back with the Buffalo squad next year. Number 5, Trent Ellis. Number 9, Lamar Thomas. Number 10, Chris Womack. Number 12, Johnny Fletcher. Number 14, Greg Mook. Number 20, Vaughn Page. Number 22,
Number 21.
Number 21, Robert Sullivan. Number 23, Cedric McNeely. Number 24, Patrick Davis. Number 25, Robert Gerald. Number 27, Kevin Southall. Number 28, Harold Williams. Number 29, Alvin Green. Number 30, Philip Spears. Number 31, David Stute. Number 32, Mike Davis. Number 34, James Jefferson. Number 35, Brad Turner. Number 42, Scott Clark. Number 45, Jonathan Jenkins. Number 5, Mike Goo Allen. Number 52, Charles Romano.
Romano,
I'm sorry.
Romano.
Number 60, Brian Colligan. Number 64, Corey Taylor. Number 66, Thomas Cobb. Number 70, Jarvis Brookshire. Number 71, Marcus Doty. Number 73, Terry Causey. Number 74, Eric Braham. Number 75, Donald Baker. Number 79, Mike Doherty. Number 80, Alfred Marshall. Number 82, Scott Shamin. Number 84, Will Gotro. Number 86, Eddie Gibbs. Number 89, Ralph Smith. Number 90, Roger Oakwine. Well, I congratulate these young men, and these will be your 1987 Baker High Battling Buffaloes. These are the young men that are returning. And Greg, well, we got a minute. Let's congratulate these Buffaloes on really doing an outstanding job this year. These young men have really come a long way in a season that was really very up in the air, really, when they first started. Really didn't know exactly what they would do. And Baker has played some very exciting football and provided the fans at Wedge Sky Stadium and throughout the 7 Quad A with a lot of exciting football this year. We want to congratulate them.
Everybody's a little disappointed right now, and no more so than those football players down there on the football field. But we got to look on the bright side. We came into a season, like you said, coming off a fine season last year, nobody knowing what we were going to have. Knowing we were going to have a good backfield in quarterback Chris Mook and a host of good running backs. But other than that, everything was just kind of up for grabs, not knowing exactly what we would have. And let me tell you, we didn't have what we have today at the first of the season. They put this thing together. They worked for it. They progressed all year long under the direction of Coach Larry Thomas and the entire coaching staff. They put this team together what it is today. I think that they're a team that Baker can be proud of for a long time, having made it to the state Quad A quarterfinals. It's there's only 8 teams in the state of Louisiana that gets to do that each year, Sid, and we're not one of them every year. This has been a while since we've been here, but you got to be proud of the Buffaloes for strapping it on and coming into tonight's ball game with only 1 loss, 11-1 record.
That's right. They had a fine, outstanding season this year. And Greg, as you say, what's out there tonight represents the best 8 teams in the state of Louisiana in Quad A football. This is the best 8 teams. We've got down to the final 8 teams. And I don't think there's been, but maybe this is only the 2nd or 3rd Quad A football team from Baker High School that's made it this far in the playoffs.
That's right. Since Baker's achieved the Quad A status, this is probably only the 2nd team that's made it this far. Of course, everybody remembers back in the Dome with
81.
Right. Carl Piro, Troy Nettles, Jay Rhodes, some of those fellas.
We've never had a state champion football team in Quad A. We didn't have one in AAA, but back in the 50s, we did have a AA state champion football team at Baker High School.
Well, there was 4th down and deep into Baker territory around the 23 or 24 yard line. Barbe had to go for it. They're just too deep to try to punt. So they moved it inside the 20. Baker will take over the football with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left to go at their own 19-yard line. So Barbe, again, while they didn't get in the end zone on that drive, they did the job. They got inside the 20 when they turned it over to the Buffaloes after 4th down.
I tell you, coming in a nice game too also, and we even heard it from some of the Barbe fans as we first entered the stadium, that Barbe's victory over Neville last week was somewhat of a fluke. Their 14-15 victory over Neville High School, who had a very powerful team. But Greg, from what I've seen tonight, this is no fluke. This Barbe team is for real.
They really are. They have a fine football club. They don't have many of them. They're not one of the 60-man squads, but what they have is class and quality, and that's what counts. Now, taking anything away from the Buffaloes, would you care to be the devil's advocate? What could have happened tonight? What happened this week? To hear some of the football players talking about who we're going to play next week. I've heard some of that. Do you feel like that maybe we were looking ahead too far?
Well, it's all academic like you say, but I think we were somewhat. A lot of talk about going to the Dome. And
I was.
I know I was too. There was a lot of talk. I heard it from a lot of kids at school and several of the players. You know, they were even looking ahead to the Dome. And naturally you do that and you set your sights and it's easy to get excited. But I think we probably came in tonight looking a little ahead and not really looking at Barbe. I know they were well prepared for Barbe. I know I was there at several practices this week. Barbe did not
tied up again in the backfield.
Right. Barbe did not show Baker anything tonight that they didn't know that they were going to see. They practiced for it. They went over it and over it. Coach Larry Thomas and his staff knew. They had good scouting reports. They had films. They knew what they were going to be faced with tonight, and they conveyed that to their young men out there on the field. It's just Barbe has just been super strong.
Guys out kicking out of the end zone.
It's down on about the 36-yard line, Baker 36-yard line, where Barbe High School will take over 1st and 10 on the Baker 36-yard line with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to go here in this contest. Barbe ahead of Baker by a score of 28-13.
See, I never seen anything like it. Barbe virtually shut down the explosive Baker offense that everybody's been watching this year and been so proud of. They got into the backfield and broke the plays up before they could get the plays could get started. And everybody knows that's the key to success. That's what we did last week. That's what Baker did last week before Acadiana could get started good. They're in the backfield breaking the play up. That's what happened to the Buffaloes tonight.
Well, we got a minute too. Let's mention some people that we've talked about all year long, Greg, and people that certainly deserve mentioning. Principal at Baker High School, Mr. Jerry Epperson, a very fine man, has done an outstanding job as the head honcho at Baker High School. Principal Jerry Epperson, who he himself knows what's going on that field right now, having coached a state champion in AAA at Broadmoor High School back in the 60s. So I know he's feeling for the coaching staff and the boys on the field, as certainly we are right here in the press box. But Mr. Jerry Epperson, principal at Baker High School, assistant principals, Mr. Richie Bullock and Mr. Alan Spears.
Let me say something about Mr. Richie Bullock. Everybody knows that last week was his last day at Baker High School. He took retirement. Mr. Richie Bullock, who's been a fine assistant administrator at Baker High School that we're all real proud to have had our children go to school at a school that he could have been a part of the administration. We're going to miss people like Richie Bullock as they come and go at Baker High School, as they have in years past. But we want to say good luck to Richie in his retirement. He's worked for it. He earns it. He's earned it. He deserves it. And Richie, have a good time. You're not going to be a stranger at Baker High School. You'll be back to see these Buffaloes on many occasions. We know that. We look forward to seeing you there.
Well, not only is the faculty and students and parents of those students going to miss him, but the entire community is going to miss Richie Bullock and his involvement at Baker High School, and he's certainly been a tremendous asset. I want to mention once again and congratulate Coach Larry Thomas in his first year as head coach here at Baker High School. Coach Larry Thomas, head coach and athletic director at Baker High School, bringing these Buffaloes into these playoffs and getting them down here into this semifinal playoff game. Did an outstanding job with these young men this year. We want to congratulate him. I want to mention his assistant coaches, Coach Milton Broussard, defensive coordinator for the Buffaloes, who did an outstanding job with the defense this year. Coach Joe Mook, who is the offensive coordinator here at Baker High School, also did an outstanding job with the offense this year. Coach Richie Ory, Coach Melvin Stringer, Coach Earl Langwall, Coach David Harper, and Coach Edward Braham all did an outstanding job for the Buffaloes this season, as well as the trainer, Mr. Gerald Arbor. I want to mention the managers, Ron Brumley, Rodney Bratcher, James Verrett, and Mr. John Keller. Very important part of this Baker athletic football program here at Baker High School.
We want to thank Principal Garland, Buddy Hammock Jr. for the gracious hospitality that he's afforded us here tonight at the LaGrange Field, where his Buccaneers of Barbe High School hosted us. They've been more than gracious. The ball game we've seen tonight was a clean football game. The team that won decisively, and the team that lost got handedly beat. But we want to thank Buddy Hammock for his receiving us into Lake Charles as well as he did, and appreciate his cooperation.
Buddy Hammock, there's a reverse play. Good job by number 85, Paul S., along with number 11, Alan Wall, a couple other Buffaloes up there. Buddy Hammock was a former football great at LSU, as you may well remember. Greg, well, with a minute left to go in this contest, I want to say that I have really enjoyed working with you here this year to bring the fans back home, Baker High football this year. It's been a real exciting year for me. I've really enjoyed taking time to do this and spend the time up here to bring these games to the folks back home, and I know they've really enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed bringing it to them, and I hope we can do it in the future.
Well, it appears that the ball will be turned over to the Buffaloes after the Baker Buffaloes stopped Barbe on 4th down. 1 minute and 7 seconds, folks, deep in Baker territory around the 13-yard line, where Baker will take over, trailing by a score of 28-13. Sid, it's been a real pleasure working with you under the production of Treb and the cooperation of Mr. Bert Carson, the owner and operator of Treb, this year to bring, as you said, Baker High School Buffalo football to the folks' living room there in Baker High School. I want to also congratulate Coach Jimmy Shaver, the head coach of the Barbe Buccaneers, for their achievements this year, for achieving the quarterfinalist title here tonight, and to go on, and good luck to them in the state playoffs. But again, it's been a great honor working with you up here, see it throughout this year, and hopefully we got many more years to come. We'll be, ladies and gentlemen, improving on equipment, improving on personnel under the direction of Mr. Bert Carson and the Treb Production Company to advance and bring you a little bit more capability of these programs throughout the years to come. We're sorry for the technical difficulty tonight, and nice little run. Oh, no!
That was a very, very late call there. They got another one here on the sideline.
The first one definitely was not a clip.
Well, I'm afraid that's what he's going to call, but I think he kind of got carried away with the crowd noise there, but that was not a clip.
No, the first block was definitely not a clip.
I think this one here, the second flag might have been a late hit on the sideline.
That's very possible.
But Greg, I thoroughly have enjoyed it, and we want to tell the folks back home that right after this game is over with, we won't be doing our normal commentary after the game due to the camera situation and so forth set up here, and due to the fact that we're a little over 2 hours away from home. As soon as this ball game's over with and the final horn sounds, that'll be it from the stadium here at LaGrange High School.
This is just kind of getting a little rubbing in here. That was a beautiful block. I hope they don't take that away from that kid. That was a beautiful block where that man's standing right now by the flag. Said there was no clip about that at all. A man came in, the official came in, seemed like 2 months later, and threw the flag because the crowd got to cheering. I think they were cheering about something happened on down the field on the sideline. And no, that was a fine, legal, good, clean, aggressive football block by that young man. And this is the officials trying to get in the ball game, it looks like, right here at the end of the game.
Well, I think he was definitely affected by the crowd. It's been such a good
football game so far tonight, cleanly played, and just another opportunity to slap the Buffaloes again. But well, there's a lesson to be learned there. They'll grow up bigger and stronger because of some of the injustices in their life, and this is just one little one right here. And as they get to be grown men, they'll forget about it. They call it a clip penalty. None of us seen it, but
clip against Baker. I think there's going to be a penalty against Barbe as well. There will be a penalty against Barbe. I think there was a late hit out here on the side. 15. Well, it just nullified the penalty against the Buffaloes, and it results in a Buffalo first down. There was a 15-yard penalty, a personal foul clip against the Buffaloes, and then they had a personal foul, 15-yard penalty against Barbe High School. It gives Baker a first down on the 27-yard line. Barbe in a prevent defense. They got everybody back. Mook's got plenty of time now to throw the ball. Well, he complete to number 23, Cedric McNeely, but he was out of bounds. Look across the way, I think about half of the Baker fans have left the field to make that long journey back home takes a little over 2 hours to get down here to Lake Charles.
Well, Chris had a lot of time that time.
Well, and a prevent defense, they've got only 3 linemen up for
They wasn't rushing him on that play because they're in a prevent defense as they have all night long. Well, they've broken up those pass plays is that they've been right on top of Chris Mook in that backfield all night long. They broke the passes up before they got to be passes.
Well, second down at 10, 28 seconds left to go in this contest, and Barbe's on top, 28-13. Almost intercepted by number 12, intended for number 6, Ty Thomas. 19 seconds left to go on the clock. Brings up a third down. 3rd and 10, the ball on the Baker 27-yard line.
See, let me say something. I don't like singling out anybody, but we've had something this year and last year that it's been a long time in Baker High School since we had it. I think it goes back to the days of Dr. Craig McCullough whenever he was a quarterback for Baker, where we've had a 2-year quarterback. I think Craig even played 3 years. But I want to say something about that fine young man, number 7, Chris Mook. For whatever honors he goes on to receive in his life, I want to tell him that I think that if he's not the best quarterback Baker High School ever had, he's right there among the top of them. And we're proud of the job that he's done for the Buffaloes these past 2 years. There's no doubt in my military mind that he is the number 1 football and 7 football player in terms of a quarterback in 7 Quad A district, regardless of how the votings turn out in that district. He is the number 1 quarterback, having led his team to the quarterfinals. He's the number 1 quarterback in my book and in the book of a lot of people. And if not just in 7 Quad A, probably the best, finest quarterback in Quad A football in the state of Louisiana, period. I wanted to say that. And
well, Greg, the fact that many major colleges across this country are interested in that young man and in going to their institutions, I think that shows right there the caliber of quarterback. I have to agree, if he's not the best quarterback we've ever had at Baker High School, he's certainly in the top 3.
There's no doubt about it. I think Notre Dame ought to give him a call. They always liked boys with the jersey number 7 playing quarterback. So,
well, we got several ball players on that Baker High School squad that are college material. If not major college, some smaller college. We have several young men out there that play ball for the Buffaloes this year that I'm sure will continue their football career at some university. And we wish them all the best. As we said, ladies and gentlemen, there's 8 seconds left to go in this contest. I'm sure this will probably be the last play of the ball game. I'm Sid Gotro along with Greg Allen, and we have certainly enjoyed bringing you this season of Baker High football. The Battling Buffaloes have really done an outstanding job this year and have come a long way, and we're very proud of them as well as the community. Chris Mook airing it out downfield. No more time. That's the ball game. That's the ball game here at LaGrange Field in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where the Buffaloes have gone down in defeat by a score of 28-13 by the Buccaneers of Barbe High School.